The Prime Minister told the nation what he expects out of the people. But the Prime Minister did not address the concerns of the people or did not talk about what the people want to hear that the government is doing. If I can repeat that again, the Prime Minister during his speech spelled out what he expects the people of India to do. What he did not spell out is what his government is doing for the people of India. And that is our fundamental observation with regard to the address today in the morning. A lockdown primarily has two purposes. The first is to stop the spread of the disease, COVID-19, going by all the scientific evidence available, as a 14-day incubation cycle. So essentially, from the 24th of March till the 3rd of May, if you are going to have a 41-day lockdown, you are going through 3 incubation cycles of the virus. And so therefore, if that is the epidemiological advice which the Prime Minister has received, that is understandable. But what the Prime Minister has not spoken about, and were the most horrifying images when this lockdown was implemented in the first place, beginning the 24th of March, is with regard to the plight of the migrant workers. All of you would recall as to how migrant workers in droves tried to get back to their homes and hearth in the countryside, how they have been stopped, quarantined on the borders of various states. They are in camps which are spread out across various parts of the country. Now, the first question is that those migrants, most of them, have completed their mandatory 14-day quarantine. So therefore, what are you going to do about them? Are you going to allow them to go back to their home and hearth? Is there a calibrated plan as to permitting them or facilitating their travel? Because essentially, if someone has gone through the mandatory 14-day quarantine period and is negative as far as COVID-19 symptoms are concerned, we would like to ask the government, doesn't it become your responsibility then to facilitate his return or his or her return or the return of that family to their respective homes wherever they are in the country? So that's the first thing which we expected the Prime Minister to address, that what does his government intend doing, or what do governments intend doing with regard to these millions of migrants who are stuck on various borders of various states across the country. The second thing which we did not hear from the Prime Minister is with regard to testing. Now, even now, there is no vaccine which is available. We still seem to be fairly far away from developing a vaccine which can be used at a mass level. And so, therefore, the only medical treatment that is available is preemption and prevention. And for preemption and prevention, what you require is a proliferation of testing, you require mass testing. What we have not heard from the Prime Minister is what is the strategy of this government with regard to testing. So, is the testing only going to be confined to hotspots, or is there going to be community level screening as it had happened in Bhilwara, which is then going to be followed up with testing? So what is the strategy of this government? Or what is the unified strategy which has been evolved in consultation with the state governments with regard to testing? The third thing that we have not heard is our frontline workers who are battling COVID 19, the nurses, the doctors, the paramedical staff, our municipal workers. What is the status with regard to procurement of personal protection equipment? After all, if they are in the front line, they deserve to be protected. Merely saying that we have enough stock of everything is not going to resolve the issue. What this country wanted to hear from the Prime Minister was that in the past 21 days that we have gone through this lockdown, what have you done to augment your capacity with regard to the procurement and the availability of personal protection equipment?